So another area that we looked at is fraud, and fraud continues to evolve. So these are some highlights. We've noticed that phishing attacks has grown tremendously, targeting non-financial industries. Also, spear phishing continues to be a major problem, and business email compromise, which was relatively new, is a new type of scam. So we'll talk about this in a few more details. So phishing has grown, it has practically quadrupled, in fact, for non-financial industries. Now, for financial industry, it continues to be a major problem. However, this is a little non-traditional because many of us do relate phishing with financial industry, but especially SaaS, retail, a lot of these non-financial industries are starting to see phishing scams happening where they're targeting consumers and their customers and prospects. So having some kind of brand protection strategy to protect consumers and prospects is very important. Spear phishing. So for those of you who are not very familiar with spear phishing pretty much means targeted email scams, where the intention is really to steal intellectual property, credentials, anything that a fraudster could monetize. And spear phishing is now the most favored APT attack. So APT stands for Advanced Persistent Threat. It's basically attacks where an unauthorized person, so typically a fraudster, gains access to a network and stays there undetected for a period of time. This APT is really the #1 security problem globally, and it really applies to all verticals. Here's a headline. The FBI says 1.2 billion lost to business email scams, and business email scams is a type of spear phishing. So I wanted to share an example of what a BEC scam looks like. So as you can see, unfortunately, I had to gray out a few of the things just to maintain privacy. But as you can see, there's an email right here from a former employee, and it's using a cyber-squatted domain. And basically, it's very similar to the actual business name, but there's a typo in it, and that was cyber-squatted. And the email is targeting one single recipient from a different geography, and so it's very targeted. And the email, from what you can tell, is very credible and is asking for a payment and invoice information. So a lot of people end up, falling for these types of scams. And so from a brand protection standpoint, it's really important to just be aware of the different types of scams, whether the scam is targeting your employee, like a lot of the time spear phishing or BEC scams are targeting employees. So it's really important to be aware of these types of scams. Education is a key component, educating your consumers, prospects, internal employees, and having a comprehensive strategy. Oh, and here's a tax firm suffers $46 million in a cyber heist. There are serious consequences once someone falls victim to a BEC scam.